Today I'm going to turn your self-sabotage into self-improvement. My name is Cameron Shear, fitness and mindset coach for the last 6 years, and if you haven't already, please subscribe because I drop videos like this every single week to help you master your mind, master your body, and take control of your life. So, we all have beliefs, things that we know to be true about the world and about ourselves. And what I want to do really quickly is play a very short game, right? I want you to think about something that you believe to be absolutely true. It could be a fact, it could be about politics, it could be theories that you have, tinfoil hat theories that you have about the world. The earth is flat, right? Whatever it may be, take something, think about something right now that you believe to be true about existence. And what I want to do is, I've got one newspaper right here, and this newspaper tells you you're 100% correct. You are absolutely correct. No doubt about it. This newspaper here, it's full of articles that tells you you're wrong. Facts that absolutely disprove your belief, your theory. Which newspaper do you think you are going to be more likely to read? Which newspaper do you think you would enjoy reading, you would agree with, you would take time, and you'd be happy with? Which newspaper do you think you would skim through? Which newspaper do you think you would discard quite quickly? And what that is confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is when you have a belief, no matter what you are presented with, you believe to be true. Absolutely. And a confirmation bias is what your brain tells you the world is about. And confirmation bias often tells you what you think about yourself. And this is what keeps people stuck. Because when you have a confirmation bias, you are looking for things that tell you you are correct, that tell you you are on the right path, and that tell you your vision of the world is correct and everyone else is wrong. So right now, if you tell yourself you can't lose weight, you will struggle to lose weight. If right now you tell yourself you're a failure, you'll never succeed, you will be a failure. You will create a life where success is really hard to achieve. If right now you tell yourself that to be successful, you have to be miserable, you have to grind, you have to work, you have to sacrifice everything, you will be miserable in the aim of being successful. And you might be successful, but you'll absolutely create the reality where you are suffering. So that's confirmation bias. Your beliefs are things that your brain, your central nervous system, your soul is looking to confirm. And there was actually a study done, I heard about, and this study took two groups. One group of people believed a death sentence was a good thing, right? The other group of people believed that the death sentence was a bad thing. And what they did was a very similar game that we just played right there. They gave them fake articles, right? They gave the group of people that believed the death penalty to be true both articles that confirmed and denied that the death penalty was good. They did the same with the other group too. And although they had the facts in front of them, both groups doubled down in their theory. Both groups doubled down in their belief that either the death penalty was good or the death penalty was bad. And now that just shows that this is deep-rooted in us. We are constantly looking for our beliefs to be true. And if I was sitting in this car right now, and if I want to change how you view the world, and tell you that we all view the world in a different way. If I was sitting in this car right now and I was driving along, and my car starts making a rattling noise, and I'm like, that's really, really not good. That does not sound healthy. I'm going to need to go to a garage, right? I'm thinking about, on this journey, I need to find a garage. If you were sitting next to me and we're on this journey and you're hungry, you're going to be looking around for places to eat. You're going to be looking for restaurants, supermarkets, McDonald's, KFC, whatever, somewhere you can grab food because you've not eaten all day. If we had someone in the back, right, who is bursting for the toilet, bursting to pee, they're going to be looking around, trying to find somewhere to pee, looking at petrol stations, looking at restaurants, you go pee in there, or getting to the point they're so desperate, they just let me out into the bush, right? I'll go pee in the bush. We're all in the same journey. We're all seeing, we're all looking at the same things, but we're perceiving them completely differently. You aren't looking for a garage, I'm not looking for a restaurant, and I'm not looking for somewhere to pee. We're all looking at the same things, but just seeing it completely differently. And this is how much your thoughts shape your reality, how much your brain shapes what you see, how you interact with the world, how you interact with people, and what you tell yourself. And that is confirmation bias. That is self-sabotage. It's a cage around you that keeps you very, very stuck. And now, we need to try and break that cage. We need to get out of that thought process that we are always correct. We need to actually start looking at ourselves and not being a lawyer, right? So a lawyer's role, if I committed a murder, the lawyer I hire's role is to make sure that I get out of that free. Whether the proof is there or not, their goal is to get me, their client, to walk away free. What we need to start being is less like a lawyer in our head and more like a judge, where we look at the evidence that is laid out in front of us and we challenge it. We challenge the good, we challenge the bad, we challenge our beliefs and we are correct, or we challenge our beliefs, or we challenge that we are actually incorrect, right? And this means a lot to me. This means a drastic amount to me. I see challenging your beliefs as changing your perspective. If you can change your perspective and challenge what you think to be true, you are going to be better off in life. Because there were points in my life where I believed so strongly that I was correct that I made myself miserable. So in primary school and high school, I grew up dyslexic. I'm still dyslexic, right? But for years, I told myself, I'm never going to be as good as anyone at anything because I'm dyslexic. I've got a learning difficulty. I'm not going to be as clever. I'm not going to be as smart. I'm never going to do as well in tests. And because of that, guess what happened? I didn't do great. I didn't really do great at all. And thankfully, I found the gym. The gym taught me hard work and dedication. And I realized that, you know what, I might not be as smart as everyone else, but I'm willing to work harder than everyone else. And in doing that, I actually managed to get good grades and get a university degree and stuff like that. And I changed my belief from being that person that was, you'll never be as good as anyone else, to one that was, you know what, it might be a challenge for me, but I'm willing to work my arse off to see if I can be. And to be honest, I got great grades in the final year of high school, and I finished university with 2-1. Or sorry, with a first degree. And there was only a handful of students in my year that did that. So I changed that belief. And to the point that perspective means so much to me that I got the word perspective tattooed on my arm with a compass that shows you the leading line to perspective. Because I genuinely believe in every situation, you can't really see that, but I'm telling you, right? I'll maybe put a picture on the video. Getting back to it, right? If you can change your perspective, if you can be better at challenging your perspective, you are going to be better at life. If you currently are going through a hard time and tell yourself, this sucks, this is terrible, this is awful, I'm gonna die, I want to die, I'm gonna fail. Change your perspective in your mind to, what can I learn from this? Is there any positives to come from this? Is going through this hard time building me in any way? Is going through this hard time going to allow me to not make the same mistakes or avoid it again in the future? Is going through this hard time actually going to allow me to grow? Okay, it doesn't really make going through the hard time any easier, but it changes your perspective from this thing being so drastically terrible to having actual positives that can benefit your life. And what you need to do is start becoming more rational. Stop being so reactive. Stop being so uptight. Stop being so certain in your ways. And start challenging your beliefs. Start figuring out, is what you're telling yourself actually true? Or is it just something you believe? Because it wasn't written in the fabric of the universe that I would be dumber than anyone else because I'm dyslexic. If you tell yourself, I'm never going to be wealthy, I'm never going to be rich, I'm always going to be poor, that's not written in the fabric of the universe. It's not written anywhere. There's no proof. You might be poor till this point. You might not have had money to this point. But there's no proof that you won't make money or be successful in the future. It's just something that you are currently telling yourself that keeps you exactly where you are. And the reason that people have a really hard time making life-changing moves, breaking up with a partner, swapping career, moving country, whatever, like big life events, the reason that people really struggle to make those decisions are because it challenges who you currently see yourself as, who you currently are. And that's why people stay in the same position for years and years and years. It's why people in a country act the same. In Scotland, people are very miserable. People don't celebrate success. People are bitter about if you're trying to stand out, if you're trying to achieve success. Because it's normal in Scotland to do the same job for 50 years, never move out of the first house you buy, stay with the same partner, and be pretty unhealthy and die relatively early. That's normal. And because so many people do it, because it's normal, it's a belief that people have that you shouldn't try to be successful. You shouldn't stand out. You shouldn't break the status quo. It's a limiting belief. And when you can start identifying these things that you're currently telling yourself, and then you also pair that with a vision of where it is you want to be. You have goals, you have a dream. It won't make it absolutely guaranteed, but it'll make the likelihood of you achieving it significantly greater. Significantly greater. Just by stop telling yourself that you are a certain way. And it's why I speak so much about changing your identity as much as possible. Because if you are stuck in your head telling yourself that you are this identity that you currently are and that you cannot change, you will never change and you will always stay stuck. Constantly challenge who you believe to be yourself. Constantly change things. Constantly see if what you are thinking and telling yourself is actually true. And it's something that I have obviously done quite a lot. And it's something that I realized I was doing for years and years and years was limiting my beliefs and having confirmation bias. And then I managed to break that down. And I didn't actually realize what I was doing until I started coaching men who would come to me and tell me very similar things to how I would speak to myself in the past. And it's why from the very get-go, when I work with a client, when I work with a guy, we set the goals and we challenge their beliefs. We challenge their current identity and start building the new identity of who it is they actually want to become, who they want to become, not who they currently are. Because it's fine to change. It's fine to say you want to be different. You can do that. And if you want it, you can start acting like that guy. So, really, where you currently are with your self-sabotage, you can flip the script. You can become in control. You can use that self-sabotage to learn about yourself and to grow far more than you've ever grown before. So thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope that helped. Again, please subscribe because I drop videos like this every single week. And if you would love to work with me one-to-one, I would love to work with you one-to-one. If you want to work in your mindset, work in your physique, build a world-class physique, and take absolute control of your life so that you can succeed in any goal that you have, I'd be more than happy to get you there. I'd be more than happy to be by your side every step of the way. So there's a link down in the description. Feel free to check out some more information there about that. And have a savage day.